case study preseen analysis, right? At the end of this class, you should be able to identify an internal report.
I wanted to confirm if you're recording the class.
Okay, I just started now, actually. Thank you. Okay, so we'll start with the preseen analysis. Now, at the end of this class, you should be able to draft an executive summary. And as well, we'll look at the answer plans, just like a guide that will guide you in what to do, right? In case study examination. Now, let's quickly look at this preseen, November 2024. Please, can someone read for us? Great. Are you there? Okay, or don't worry, let me read. Don't worry.
Did you say I should read it?
No, don't worry. I will
Okay.
do that. Okay. Now, Travis Hotels Limited, please let your minds be this. And from this precinct, please take note that we'll be analyzing the company strengths. We'll identify the company's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, right? We'll be identifying all these things because this will form part of your analysis as well. Travis Hotels Limited, list of about you, Dan Kabiri, and your employer, Techno Consulting Services. Now, the Nigerian economy and the hospitality industry, right? Business environment and challenges facing the hospitality industry. Travis Hotels Limited, History Board, Management and Competition, Travis Hotel Limited, year summer financial statements, hospitality business, sustainability, innovation. Now, we'll look at the exhibit here. Exhibit 1. About you, Dan Kabiri, and your employee Techno Consulting Services. Now, since they just, from the list of exhibits, something should come to your mind that this is likely, you can say, okay, likely 5% or 70%, let's say 70% an external report with for you to read the list of exhibits. Why do I say so? Is because they said about you, your employer is a consulting. Is that not so? Now, something you should, okay, now let's continue. You are Dan Kabiri writing the professional level of ICAN examination. You are employed as a trainee, right? As a what? A trainee consultant by Techno Consulting Service, right? Techno Consulting Services. And you report to Mike in charge of hospitality group within the. So what it means is that you, of course, as an audit trainee, as a trainee. Now, I've been in an audit firm before now that, oh, when it comes to proposal or analysis, you don't expect, of course, you don't expect the partner to do all those kind of work for you, right? As an audit trainee, you'll be the one to carry out these activities for your clients. Now, you can see that you are a trainee, right? In a technical consulting services, right? And you are reporting to the partner in charge, but you work as an audit trainee there. Now, what is your responsibilities? Your responsibilities include preparing detailed financial analysis and on the performance of the firm's hospitality clients. You can see that they mention clients, which means that service, technical consulting services is a consulting firm, right? And definitely they will have a client in hospitality. Is that also? So now you have to do a financial analysis on the client financial, right? So this to tell you that, oh, this is an external report. There is no doubt about it. Is like 99% because this is just, let's say, 95 to 99% an external report. So when you read your unseen, exhibit 5 or exhibit 6, once you just open your unseen, when they give you unseen, just open to either they say is exhibit 5 or exhibit 6, you will see it there. You will see the responsibility and you will also see the requirement there. Now, another thing is analyzing your client's financial statement to identify areas of weakness and profiling solution management, which means that when you are doing your analysis, you have to identify some areas of weakness, which means that when you say, for instance, you said decreases over the years, right? Is what could have led to the decrease in the room. It could be as a result of increase in operational expenses. So these are their weaknesses you need to likely identify from your report. Right now, another thing, your responsibility is that assessing your client's operational and strategic business proposals. So then this is talking about requirement 2. Don't forget that in case study exam, there are 2 requirements, right? For the requirements 1 will be on financial will be based on financial what? Financial analysis. While requirement 2 will be based on SFM. That okay, you should do a business proposal. It could be an investment appraiser. Now let's quickly read this part. You can see business proposal with the view to evaluate their align with the client's objective and the extent to which relevant business and financial risk have been considered. Now, what it means is that you are to do a proposal, right, that align with the client's objective, and also you will need to identify some business, also financial risk. Of course, in our last class, which is yesterday, we talked about business risk, right? Now, let me give you an example of business risk. Now, in a banking industry, in the banking sector, you see early this year recapitalization policy. It has actually added some action in where in the banking industry, it is the business risk that affect that particular industry, right? That is what we business risk. Now, when you're talking about financial risk, you're talking about you actually have business, not generally. It could be that inability to pay the as and when due, inability to receive the receivable should be shorter, right? And you are taking a long period of time to receive money from your client. This could be a financial risk to them. Maybe financial risk, we still talk about what we call the level of gearing, right? Maybe it is actually a clear indication of debt, high debt, right? Now, another responsibility is that assessing your client financial and business forecast. Now, this is to tell you that you are doing a business proposal for whether you like it, whether directly or indirectly. This preseen is telling you that it is business forecast. Definitely, your attention should be on your requirement two will be on forecast, business forecast, together with assumptions. Definitely, you'll be given some assumption that sales will increase by I'm coming. Sorry. Okay, sales will increase by 5% in the next 2 years or in the next 5 years. It's an assumption, right? Right? What if the sales did not increase? So these are the things you will state in your report, upon which they are based to suggest recommendation to the client. Of course, when you do the business forecast, you remove your sales minus you have the cash flow. Then you will now look at it. Oh, should we go with this proposal or not? Definitely, you'll be given two forecasts, right? Probably they will tell you that, do a forecast from year 1 to 5 and from year 5 to 10. Which one of these will be viable? A lot of things you need to likely consider in this requirement too. Talking about business forecast, right? Now, drafting report for based on the operational and strategic business analysis you have what? You have carried out, which means that as a trainee, of course, you don't expect your partner to be doing all this kind of small job. You have to do it. Of course, you draft a report and send to your what? To the partner, and the partner will read before sending to the board of Travis Hotels, right? Now, these responsibilities demand that you keep yourself appraised with the development in the hospitality industry, both nationally and internationally, so that you can be able to carry out the above task effectively. Yes, of course, as a professional, you have what is happening in Nigerian economy today. You talk about the CBN recapitalization policy. You talk about new tax law that in National Assembly called what is it called? Economic Stabilization for 2024. You can see we have three taxes there in the National Assembly. You talk about the forest, right? So as a professional, you need to keep yourself on what is happening in the world, in your environment. Now, a big companies, a big firms that actually employs more staff and specializing in high growth industry, including the hospitality. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow professional colleagues, this is 99%. This is 99% external report. Why? Because you are the trainee and you are working in a consulting firm, right? It is different from someone employing you as a system and accounting officer or a system as this no, you are being employed as a trainee in consulting, and you are to carry out some analysis on the client's financials, right? So this is 99% an external report, right? Unless if I can want to be wicked, actually, sorry, pardon me, that they will now you now see the unseen, they will change it to internal report, but it is very rare. They've not done it over the years like that, right? They've not done it over the years. So if you want to see your requirement, check your exhibit. Immediately you open the unseen, you will see it there. You will see your responsibility and what you need to do, right? Now, based on this now, this is an external report.
Yes.
Okay, okay, okay. Are we good, class? Are we together? Please feel free to ask your question. We are both professional colleagues. We are in this together, right? So feel free to ask your question. And believe me, this case study is walkover for you, right? Once you just follow the guidelines, you follow the answer plans, right? This is okay. Aishat, oh, you have questions?
Yes, I have a question.
Okay, please go ahead. Aishat, you are muted.
Hello, I can hear you. I can talk now.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, my
Go ahead.
question, you were talking about how the CBN requirement and all that can business. So are you saying the CBN new implementation of whatever they implemented can affect this hospitality industry too?
It depends on the policy. Yes, you are right, but it depends on the policy. For instance, now in the banking industry, right? In the banking sector, you talk about how the capitalization policy that if you have if you are in what is it called tier one bank, you have 50 billion. If you are in tier three, you bring about I think about 5 billion thereabout. So that is actually affects that particular industry. And another policy is that CBN may decide that it depends on what this company is actually doing. We've not even read through narrow, right? As we proceed, we will identify some CBN policy that may likely affect the hospitality, and we will also identify some good areas where they have tax incentives for the hospitality industry as we proceed on the exhibits. Okay, great. You have question?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Are we supposed to limit our explanation to the exhibits that are provided, or we can even extend?
Thank you so much. Now, thank you. Good question. So what you cannot limit your explanation based on what you were given, actually. And at the same time, you need to work with that particular case that were given to you. But when you are giving your analysis, if you relate it to the hospitality and what is currently happening in the Nigeria economy, so that you will not digress, right? Not that you'll be talking about hospitality now, then later you now talk about the banking. No, you can see that they are not together. They give you hospitality, you are not talking about the banking recapitalization policy. You can see that this thing did not actually correlate. So when you are doing your analysis, you base it based on what you are given to you. Your ability to think beyond what they give you will actually earn you more mark. Great. Did I answer your question?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Anu, yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, I don't have a question. I'm just like, I don't have any question.
Okay, okay. That's fine. Good. Okay, good afternoon.
Yes, when I saw the report, so I thought we were reporting people that were in the company that was supposed to be like an internal report. Also, you said it's not like exactly possible, but it's possible you might get the requirements and they would, and it would like be an internal report. In what instance will you know that you are right and it's not like externally?
Okay, thank you so much. Please, were you in my class yesterday? Did you attend case study class yesterday?
First class.
Okay, that's why. Oh, I get. Because yesterday we did something like internal report. Okay, let me quickly show you this so that you will know that it is clearly different from that scenario. November 2020.
Yes.
Please confirm. Okay, okay. Now, great. Please, can you read this?
List of exhibits. 1. About you, John, your employer, Adelat Products Nigeria Limited. Number 2. Nigerian economic and business environment. 3. Adelat Products Nigeria Limited, strategy and sustainability.
Okay. Oh, just hold on. Thank you. Now, you can see from the list of exhibits, you should know that something should come to your mind quickly. That you said about you and your employer. Who is your employer? Product Nigeria Limited. You can see that you are working in Product Nigeria Limited. Is that not so? They employ you, right? Now, let's quickly look at, and it is not a consulting, right? They say Adala Product Nigeria or an audit firm, right? Now, you can see now about you, John Ogbede, right? And your employer, Adalat Product Nigeria Limited. You are John already writing the professional level of examination. You are assist at the group head office of Nigeria Limited, right? Which has 3 strategic business units. Now you can see now you are being employed as who? As a sales and control. And in this firm, you are reporting to James, so group finance director, which means that you are working in that firm, reporting to the group finance director. Your responsibility is to preparing detailed financial analysis and reports on the performance of the strategic business unit. You can see that in that first your responsibility, did they mention anything clients? No, they said preparing the detailed financial analysis, right? Strategic business unit should provide a financial analysis, right? Now, that is the company you work as a what? As a system and control accountant. Now, this is to tell you that it is an internal report. Why? Because they employ you as a system account control accountant, right? And you are to do what? You are to report to the group finance director, and you are to perform a financial analysis on the strategic business unit. Now, mind you, they did not mention clients here that, oh, you have to do this one to clients, you have to do this one to clients. So, with that, this is an internal report. Are we together?
Yes, thank you, sir.
Okay, that's fine. Now, we all agree that this 99% an external report, right? So now, what do an answer plans? Now, these answer plans will guide you on what to do. Oh, I need to do cover page first. You do your cover page. After that, I need to do this. Do we have to base it based on this responsibility? Is because we don't know. We're not given the unseen yet. So when you get to the examination, when you enter the examination, or you quickly open to your unseen, your 5 or 6, you will see your responsibility, of which will actually illustrate that here. You see your either exhibit 5 or exhibit 6 first. You will see it there, your responsibility, and this is what you need to do, right? Then that exhibit 5, when you read that exhibit 5, the first paragraph, you will now like 100% sure that this is an external report. I've not seen over the years that ICAN will bring out something like this, then your responsibility will now change. Well, if ICAN want to be wicked, sometimes, please, you have to pay attention to that exhibit first. Read it. Oh, this is my responsibility, and they are still talking about clients. You are good to go, and you are good to start with it. Your what is it called? You have to do it as a what? An external report. Now, our answer plans. Let's quickly start our answer plans. Okay, I will. Okay, this is what we did yesterday. Yes, you can see this is an internal report. That is what we did yesterday. At least you can see the format of cover page for internal report, right? System and control accountant. You are reporting to group finance, the subject business proposal, and you have your date of examination. And this is just what we will do today. So now let's quickly start answer plan. Okay. Do you have your fiscal sheet like this? Do you have?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's. Hello.
We can hear you, sir.
Okay. Okay. Can you see me? Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. Now this is it. You detach, remove it. Remove all those things that I can give you. Remove everything. Now, what you need to do, right? You want to do your answer plan. Is that not so? Now, what you need to do first is that now we want to count how you will do your report, right? Because you need to be very smart in order for you to maximize your time. Is that not so? Now, this is your booklet. Now, you will use this first page as your cover page. You use this one as your cover page. Is that not so? Now, let's quickly start with the answer plan. Let's say this is the last page. You will start answer plan. You write answer plan, right? Answer plan. Okay. So the end of this, yes, we'll start. Let me say we use the last page. 1, 2, 3. Okay, coming. Okay, let me use this place as answer this particular side for answer plans. Okay, now first thing you need to do is your cover page from your answer plans. One thing you need to write down, right, is your what? Your answer plans. Okay. Now let's start with the answer plans. I'm coming. Please, can you see my Word document? Can you see it? Can you see my Word document?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So you have, thank you. You have your cover page. You write answer plan, cover page, right? That is the first thing. Now, the next thing you need to write on your answer plans is your executive summary. You write 1.0 as your like this. Executive summary, right? Oh, we have 15 minutes. Wait, when it is exactly 5 minutes to end this call, please let me know. So now, this is the executive summary. right? Of course, we have some items under the executive summary, of which we will examine that when we get to the executive summary. Now, after your executive, what do you do next is your introduction, which is 2.0 will be your introduction. Of course, you do your introduction. Please, like I mentioned earlier, there are so many things under the executive summary. If you are in our last class, I actually highlight that. But for the purpose of this class, we'll just do the answer plans like this. Then when we are doing the executive summary, we'll highlight those items. Now, after the introduction, right, is your financial performance. Don't forget that you do your cover page first. Your executive summary is the first thing to do. Is the first thing to see. Guess what? They will tell you that it is the last thing to do. But guess what? You can plan your executive summary before your body of the report. I will do that before the end of this class. Now, this is your executive summary introduction. Now, after your introduction, don't forget that there are two requirements in case study exams, right? Two requirements. The first one is financial analysis. The second one is business proposal. They want to match, they want to do investment appraisal and all that, or business forecast. Is that not so? Now, the first requirement, you can say 2.1, okay, financial performance, right? So when you are done with this financial performance, or what will be under this financial performance? Now, let's quickly go to our responsibility in this case study. You can see that the responsibility shows that preparing detailed financial analysis and reports on the performance of the firm's hospitality. You are not given the ratios that you should work with. You will work with here in your preseen. No, you will not be given the ratio to work with. Now, but when you open your immediately after on scene, you will see exhibit 5 or exhibit 6. Your requirement is there. That is where you will now pick the ratio. The question will actually state the ratio you are to use, either profitability ratio, either efficiency ratio, investment ratio, liquidity ratio, or solvency ratio, right? Now, let's quickly, now for the purpose of this class, since we don't know that may likely call, what you just need to do under the financial performance, you write it 2.12, right? 2.12, you can say, okay, profitability. For the purpose of this class, we'll examine profitability. Next, liquidity. For the purpose of this class, we'll examine liquidity ratio as well. 4, we look at activity ratio. What is activity ratio? Solvency ratio. Class. Okay, thank you. So now, after the financial performance, we're not given the ratio we are to work with. But for the purpose of this class, now for this quiz, just work with profitability ratio, liquidity ratio, activity ratio, solvency ratio. And don't forget, please, class, don't forget that when you are doing your financial performance or financial analysis or your analysis, you should as well include trend in your exhibit 5 or exhibit 6. It will be clearly stated that, oh, you should use profitability rate, liquidity ratio, activity or solvency ratio, and as well as trend, right? And as well as trend. So once they just mention that trend, and even if they don't mention that trend, you can decide to do trend for you to actually, for you to use that trend to buttress your point. Of course, we will do that in this class, right? Either this class or subsequent class. Now, you can see now. So now, let's add trend to this, trend analysis to this. Please, for the purpose of exam, capital ratio that you know under profitability, right? Please, it is very important, right, for you to pick just two ratio under the profitability and your liquidity the 2, activities 2, solvency 2, and you quickly move on. You should not go and do trend on all the operational expense. No, use the trend you are to use. The trend that you are to do will be based on the expenses that are what? That are material, right? We'll look at that when we get to the financials, right? Now, this is what you need to do under the financial performance. Now, after that, when you are done with this, the next thing you should do is you have to include your issues and reservations. So you can put this as 2.1, right? Ethical issues and reservations, right? What ethical issues are those things that actually follow the guidelines, right? That follow the company policy. One, is it in line with IAS 1? Or, okay, you're not understanding this numbering. You can use any numbering that you want to use. Yes, If you don't understand, any other person can say, oh, you can use 2.17. Just use what you will understand. Is that not so? Please use what you will understand, right? Let me say 2.17. You can decide to use it. Anyhow, if you want to, you can remove the number, right? But ensure that all this should be in let's say this one should be in capital letter. So, okay. So now, right? So what next? You have your conclusions. Now I'm talking about ethical issues then. Now, what are the ethical issues? Ethical issues are those things that do not follow the guidelines, the relevant guidelines. You can talk about IAS 1 when you see financial statement does not follow the guidelines of IAS 1. You know, the current year first before the previous year. And also the ethical issues, probably a company is not being displayed to the general public. Of course, when you go to NGS, when you download the financial statement or you go to investors relations, you downloaded an audited financial statement, you will see company shareholdings on the financial statement. Now, when the company is being listed, the shareholding of that company should be displayed for the general public, right? To enhance transparency and what? Accountability. Is that also? So that is ethical issues there, right? Now, in your conclusion, what are you concluding on? You are concluding based on the ratio that you did, right? Based on the ratio, right? Conclusions. Now, what is this conclusion, class? Conclusions is your findings, right? Another person may say, oh, I will use conclusions. The other person will use findings. The other person may likely use, the other may use, what is it called? Observations, right? Or the observations. Another person may decide to use findings. So anyhow, you can use conclusion, you can use observations, or you can use findings. Okay, great. Okay, 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes. Okay, please, when it is 3 minutes, let me just complete this. 3 minutes, please. I'll create the new link now. Okay, class, are we together, please? So, yes, thank you. Okay, thank you. So now, that is it. Your conclusions. What are you concluding or based on the ratios you calculate? From our analysis, we conclude that, from our observations or from the information provided, we conclude that we are concluding. Now, note, the next one is what? Recommendation. Please note, when you are recommending, when you use, right? When you have 5 conclusions, use 5 recommendations. When you use 4 conclusions, ensure you use what? 5. I ensure you use that recommendations, please. Now, in your recommendations, what will be in your recommendation? You are recommending for them. Probably you observe that the current ratio is below the standard of 1:1. That is your observation. You've stated your observation. What is your recommendation? What could lead to current ratio to be below the standard, right? To be below the standard. Is that also? It could be as a result of, it could be like this. So, okay, it's 3 minutes. Okay, thank you. So, we'll end this call now, then we'll actually create a new link so that we can be able to continue this class. Thank you.